Guys, as most of you know, I work out of a shop. I don't work on the job site. Sometimes I'll transport my tools to off-site to do some work, but not very often. Most of the time I work in a shop. So shop storage is what I'm looking for. I've got some shelves I got two shops. This is the wood shop. I got another little shop back there that I keep most of my consumables. That's where my shop storage is. Other than I've got a Milwaukee packout here that I use mainly for the drawers. And I'll show you that up here. And then I've also got a Ridgid in the garage. I've got a Ridgid stack that I use. I'll show you that up here. Both of them mainly to store tools and for the drawers. But in the shop, the little shop, the consumable shop, I use organizers, tool brand organizers. Recently I found a deal, the stack pack, I've got them 2 for 1. So I'll be able to get 2 for the price of 1. So I decided to go ahead and get them. Because it doesn't matter what brand I have, as long as I have 2 that are same where they can nest and go into one shelf, that's really what I'm looking for. So I picked up one of these Flex stack packs organizer. Now, all these organizers are basically the same. You know, you got a gasket in there to have IP rating. You've got all your organizers. All these deep organizers is mainly what I use. I do have some shallow organizers that I'll put on top, but mainly the deep organizers, just for anything, screws, nails, fittings, things like that. But I found out there's a big difference. There's a difference if you want one where you're going to take off site and you're going to wheel it around. Is one thing, but if you want one that's you're just using for shop storage, it's a whole nother animal. And I'm going to show you why, because I don't want you to make this same mistake I made. Now I've got, like I said, the Flex. I've got the Milwaukee here. I've got Ridgid 2.0, which you'll see I've got a lot of this 2.0 in the other shop. But let's go in the other shop and I'll show you what I'm talking about as far as shop storage and why one of them is great for having in a stack and one of them is not. One of them is great for shop storage and one of them is not. So let's do that. Let's hit it right now. Okay, so here is the little shop I was talking about. This is where we, like I said, keep most of our consumables and things like that. I do use the Ridgid 2.0 drawers in here a lot. I also have, for small storage, these bins. This is a Ryobi link system for bins. But what we're talking about today are these organizers. So I have, like I said, Milwaukee, Flex, and Ridgid. Now also in here I have a Milwaukee packout I use. But this is where, this right here is where I keep all of my organizers on these shelves. A lot of them are off now, but this is where they typically all sit. As you can see, I got the drawers there, and then I'll have organizers on top and bottom of those drawers. I also have here, I've got the DeWalt Tough System 2.0. It's a little bit, I don't know about this thing. Here's what I like about it. I like the latch. Listen to the latch. I mean, it snaps in. It's very smooth, very easy to operate. It seems a little bit thinner, but you know what? If it's sitting like this, I have it mounted in this little area here. If it's sitting like this, it's really not that big of a deal. I kind of like the drawers. Okay, well, let's start out with the Flex stack pack. So I want it here. See, I've got nails here, screws on the top. These happen to be empty right now. Now, the problem is here, as you can see on this side, you can see on the right side, I don't have that much room. Now, if I wanted to get this bottom one out, they're stuck together, there really is no way to keep them from doing that. You have to pull out on this, I have to move this, pull out on this one, and then I can pull it off. Now, I have had it where I just leave them up here without pushing down. But see, it's very hard. As soon as it sits in there, it clicks in. So what I do is I make sure I keep those open, and then you can take it off. But it's just a pain. I tell you, I'm sure these things work great in a stack situation. But for shop storage like this, where I'm just wanting to get the bottom one off the top one, it doesn't work at all. Now let's go with the Milwaukee packout. I'll put that up here. I don't have two large organizers. I've got one large and I got a few of these smalls and some half boxes. So that's in there. Now if I want to get this bottom one out, I can't just pick it up. I have to, even though it is a lot easier than the Flex Stack Pack, still it's just an extra step you have to do to get to the bottom one. But I'm telling you, as far as a stack, to me, these are the best. I really like these. If you're going to keep them in a stack. For shop storage, I'm not that big of a fan of them. Luckily, these two stay on a stack. So now let's go with the Flex. I'm sorry, the Ridgid. Let's go with the Ridgid. As you can see, Ridgid has these. See how tough that is? Has these bars that click in. So put another box up here. There you go. See, that stacks in there pretty nice. And if you had them on a stack, you'd have to do like that to connect them together. But it's a pain compared to the Milwaukee stack out or pack out. It's just a pain. But for shop storage, to me, the Ridgid is the best solution. If you want something on the bottom, you just simply come over here and pull up on this one, move it out of the way, and get to the bottom. Put it back, you slide it in, it just nests in there. I mean, this is the best solution to me for shop storage if you're going to put them on shelves like this, which I like these shelves because it's just so easy. It's just effortless. You just pick up and go. I'll tell you, one of the problems I have with these are these handles are so stiff. Now, I'm sure as you use them a lot, they'll break in. But I've had these for over a year, and look how stiff that is. Right? And it's not like just one of them. Not this one, same way. Unbelievable. I don't know why they do that. But if you're going to keep them like this, which is what I do, this reason probably these aren't broken in, this is the best solution for me.